Okay, guys, welcome back to Jay's Strategies, where we talk about the latest and greatest crypto projects, charts, news, and much, much more. Apex News shout out to the moon. We're going to go ahead and go live, and we are going to talk about the crypto prices. We're going to take a look at some news about what is happening in crypto today. We're going to do a couple little shout outs on some projects so that way you guys can rock out with us. I'm going to grab our Telegram links and our YouTube link so that way I can get the information out there to everybody as we go and grow. Mad love and respect for everybody that's joining us on today's journey. Live shout outs, live rocking, pushing, pumping, and chilling with you guys out there. We're going to talk about what is happening in today's crypto news, and you can also take a look at our new video that we did for Pangy X that we dropped on the YouTube channel. All right, today's overall cryptocurrency market cap is at 1.06 trillion. Okay, 24-hour volume is at 23.01 billion. Okay, Bitcoin dominance at 48.9%, Ethereum dominance at 18.6%. Gas is at 13 GUI right now. Fear and greed, we are down towards the fear side. Don't forget to swing by on Twitter, where you can see we're going to drop our YouTube live stream. We're going to grab all of our hashtags and we're going to drop it so that way we can get everybody in the know for rocking out, chilling all day, every day, crypto news and much, much more. Okay, so we're just going to drop that just to get it out there. Hit those likes, show that love. Let's get with it. Okay. So we're at 38 in the Fear and Greed Index. Okay, so we're going to talk about the charts because we're actually going to go over and I'm going to show you what's happening on the daily, on the short term, and we're going to go through our top big cryptos so you guys can see what's happening and what's going on in that regard. Okay, Bitcoin, $26,611, 0.9% in the past 24 hours. Okay, $518 billion market cap, $9 billion in volume. Ethereum at $1,638. That's 1.1% towards the upside today. 197 bill, so it's below that 200 bill mark that we look at. $3.7 billion in volume. So there's some light volume actually happening. USDT, $83 billion market cap, so we're getting closer down towards that 83, 82 on the highs, all right? BNB sitting at $214. That's 1.4% to the upside today. $33 billion market cap, 608 million volume. All right, standard because you can see the volumes going through here. XRP, number 5 spot at 50 cents, 1.5% to the upside today. $26.7 billion market cap. Okay. 617 mil volume, all right. USDC, $26.1 billion market cap, so we're watching that inch up as the second biggest stablecoin out there. USDC issued by Circle, 2.1 million volume. You can see the stablecoins, people on those dips were loading into the stablecoins, and you'll see them more in the green zone. Doge, number 7 spot, okay, at 6 cents, so towards the low side of 6 cents, 0.6% to the upside. $8.7 billion market cap, light volume. Cardano at 25 cents, 1.5 to the upside today on your weekend volatility. Solano at $19.11, 2.2% to the upside. 7 bill market cap. So those are over those 5 bill. They're at $7 million market caps. So you're going to see some of that money flow and move through the altcoins. All right. Now we got Toncoin actually sitting in the number 10 spot now at $2.30, 7.8 billion market cap. So this has seen a lot of movement. So this is something I'm gonna definitely be looking into. Tron actually was sitting at that 7 cents. Now we're almost at 8.5 cent level. So that's another one we're paying attention to as these market caps climb. Now in stablecoin regards, we're looking for BUSD all the way down here at 28, so $2.4 billion market cap. So that's still being utilized for the Binance USD. Okay, BUSD, and then we have Avalanche and Shiba. So Shiba did have their blockchain come out. Okay, they're below that $5 billion market cap, light on the volume. So it seems like Shiba was falling off, so people are just still holding and hanging on to their Shiba Inu. So that's what we're looking at overall today for prices. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, show mad love and respect. Don't forget to follow us on the socials, all right, so you can get all of your latest and greatest information and much, much more. Now we're looking at the daily on Bitcoin. Okay, and as you can see, all right, we have this mark line right here, which we're hitting heavy resistance at the 26,750, all right, and that's right when we have this 250 EMA crossing over. This is the 50, okay, and then this is the 200. We don't want to see that cross. We did see the 50 cross over the 800, which is this mark here, and I'm talking about moving averages. I'm utilizing an indicator called Trader's Reality right here. You can see it. You can get it for yourself. It gives you an abundance amount of information, and we're going to show you this. Okay, so these are the longer term talking for Bitcoin, and people are actually talking about I've seen some people talking about cup and handle patterns. All right, so you can see some of that stuff happening. Yeah, cup and handle pattern. Somebody was talking about that. You see the cup and handle pattern. This is on the 4-hour chart. Okay, let me just get myself resituated here, and you're gonna be able to see this indicator that I'm utilizing. All right, it gives me different color candles, which mean different things, like green vector candles, high volume, red candles, pullbacks, my moving averages, as you can see. Okay, my 50, my 200. Okay, gives me my pivot zones, and that's where price pivots from when it hits these different zones, and you can see them adding up. And then, as you can see on the 4-hour, we are resistance right at that 200 EMA. So we're up towards the top side. You see how it keeps hitting that 200? Okay, we're getting wicks above it, all right, but we're not closing above that 200. So until we see on the 4-hour a close above the 200, that's when we can see the 800 targets in range of that 27,420 area. All right, on a bearish regard, when we did see this dip towards the downside, we did see some conviction and buying back into it, pulling us back to that moving average. But on the low side, that 24, so 25K, but right before 25K, there's market and trigger orders set up, and you can see that inside the book maps. All right, you could definitely see that we were in this pattern coming up here. Okay, and then we actually broke out of it until we actually come back above it. But if I'm looking at the patterns that we're seeing towards the upside, we are seeing some conviction in Bitcoin right now, so that's something we're going to pay attention to. Some higher volume. See how the volume came in here? This is another thing that we pay attention to. You see that volume? All right, and now it's the weekend, and we're just seeing what's happening in the volume. So we did have a pretty busy week Thursday and Friday as far as crypto was happening, so that's definitely something we want to pay attention to. Let's go into Ethereum, and we're going to show you the longer terms on Ethereum. All right, so ETH actually is below its moving averages. We actually never came back up on the daily back to those 50. So that target range is at that $1,700 range, okay? And that's something that we're paying attention to, which is going to be the heavy resistance once we do make it. But we have been seeing a downward trend. Now, in this channel, we're kind of breaking out of this channel. So this is something that I want to pay attention to see if we break down a little bit more and then we hit a bullish spike in the market coming this week with all the information and news that's going to be coming out. And, as you can see, what's happening in crypto. So that's something I want to pay attention to for Ethereum. And you do see there has been some volume, but there's been a lot more selling happening on ETH. So, that's been some dumping happening right there. Binance, as you know, it still has failed to come back above that 50 EMA. All right. And you can see that we're actually breaking down in this little range here, a channel towards the downside. And we're at that upward part of the channel right now. Now, if I take this, okay, same concept. I want to see if we are going to break down and continue to the upside, because my bullish target would be that 223 to 225, and that's on Binance BSC. So that's something that we want to be paying attention to. All right, and you can see in the volume there's been some buying, so it's been equal out, but we did have some heavy, more selling than actually buying happening on this dip before we did see some buys subsequently coming in. All right, so that's something that we want to pay attention to in that regard. All right, overall on the commodities, I want to show you gold. Gold actually had a big inflow evidently, and some volume heavy on gold, so people are utilizing that coming from the dollar index and all that. But I'm going to show you that S&P index on the daily. Okay, we saw when we were overextended, and we were talking about in our other videos. Okay, it feels great to be back with you guys, by the way. So we're chilling, shouting out mad love and respect to everybody out there. So we came back to that 50 EMA. Now we're back at that 50 EMA. So this could either be a bearish week pulling us back down into the 424 range for S&P. So that's something that I want to pay attention to. Or are we tapping and are we continuing towards the upside? You can see the different volumes, how they were coming in. So you can see heavy selling was happening on that Friday, in the targets that we were looking at. So that 800 EMA on the daily is all the way down to 394. All right, if it was a complete breakdown. So this is something that's going to be interesting for this week coming in. All right, total overall cap for crypto. All right, and as you can see, it's been having some green. It's been having some volume. The volume's been dying down because it's the weekend, but we did see a lot of heavy selling happening. Okay, so that's why we saw the price breaking down in Bitcoin, coming towards this downside. So that's something that we were paying attention to overall, so that way we know what's happening in the game. Okay. Now, that 1.06 trillion mark, okay, that we're looking at, because right now we're at 1.06, so it's, this is 1.04. The numbers are off a little bit, but that is the 50 EMA. That's a resistance area that we're hitting at, so we want to see if that new money is going to flow back into it with us, all right? Now, let's go ahead and talk about XRP, okay? So first, volume, okay. When we had this heavy spike, okay, for that news, all right, we pretty much gave back all those returns, all right. So that didn't last, but we're back to that mid-range level at 50 cents, okay. So on the daily, as you can see, all right, the 50 is not yet about to cross over that 200, so that's something that we want to pay attention to. So the bullish target's at 52-cent range, and that's going to be heavy resistance for us overall on XRP. The dollar index, DXY, has been seeing power move towards the upside. So if we do see some cool down, okay, this coming week we'll see some actual bullish movements in the market for crypto. Let's talk about dominance levels. 49% dominance level on Bitcoin, so we've been swinging all over the place, but it does seem like a slight increase of people reaccumulating Bitcoin. The USDT, all right, as we saw, it has like its top, it's flattening, tops. It seems like it's flattening at this range here at 8%. So we're going to be paying attention to if it's going to make or break on that regard. All right. Shout out to everybody inside the Telegram channels that we're rocking over here. Pangy X, we're pushing, shilling, and chilling. All right, we can do it live. Shout out now for Pangy X. Crypto news. All right, man, love, and as you know, swing over. You can swing the B Exchange. You can check out the call channels that we're going to start pushing and pulling out a lot of information for you guys. And we are doing a lot of cool things throughout the ambassador chats and stuff happening for Pangy X. And you can see we're going to be rocking. And then, as you know, we're also I'm also working with some teams to build decentralized DeFi DEXs, and much more. So there's a lot of stuff happening that's going to be bullish in the market. So we talked about the charts, but here's what happened in crypto today. Celsius and Core Scientific agree on $45 million settlement. So they reached an agreement for the Celsius network, all right, for its legal dispute. So you can, for you guys that know about that, Celsius, one of the failed exchanges. So then, that's something that we were paying attention to, right? Okay, miner returns over 500,000 in Bitcoin transaction fee overpaid to Paxos. All right, so a miner who received a fee has returned the funds to the blockchain infrastructure. All right, made a big mistake of paying a transaction fee. So they made a big mistake, and the miner gave the money back. So that just shows that, strengthening crypto community. It shows that, people are really into this decentralized finance. So it's a good thing. Hackers stolen 340 million so far in 2023. So they're talking about how the different networks and what's happening as far as loss and hacking and stuff like that. That's happening in the market. So that's what you've been seeing out there. All right. And then, let's see what else. Yeah, so they're talking about, the different swap. What are different swaps, cross-chain? So I'm really thinking, and I'm saying, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to want to look at that is going to need to be cross-chain. So, Bitcoin, in my opinion, is a good hold of value, but can it handle those massive transactions and, that payment system network that, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, how their services work on transactions per minute for people swiping, because blockchain infrastructure would be a lot better, but they need to speed up the different transaction rates. That's why we were seeing, XRP really getting in bed with the United States and with the government in the way they're working. Shout out for you guys that want to see Dogecoin. You can see that we are breaking down below this 50 EMA right here on the daily. Okay, so we're not actually getting back above that, and resistance point right here where we're sitting at 6.5 cents. So if we go above that 6.5 cents, then 7 cents in the cards is really gonna be needed if we do see some bigger bullish action in that. But if we do see breakdowns, because you can see that we made a lower low from this area, okay, breakdowns to the sub 6 cent level, 5.5 cent levels are what we're going to be paying attention to in the markets, okay? All right, you guys also want to see Solana, right? Solana, after we cross, when I told you guys the 200, we have been breaking down. I'm waiting for this reversal to see what's going to happen, because as you can see, same concept of what I was showing you in the other charts is, are we going to continue to break out of that descending, breaking down pattern? Matic, all right, we talk about this. Matic breakdown to that 50-cent level. You know that's a level that we watched from, way back in June when we were hitting those levels. Okay, so we're back in that range. We are well below the moving averages, 200, 850. So 800 right here, 200 and the 50. So when we're well below those are the times to DCA buy and get your entries, okay, until we actually flip those ranges back around. Let me actually see how the volume was going. So we did have some more buying volume, but there's been some heavy selling also happening in the markets in that regard. Now, Cake is seeing a continuous sell-off because it's not being utilized as much more as a passive income feature for staking in the Binance chain. So we're going to really see some, big dogs that need to come in and take over as far as transaction and utilizing, because of, different chains and cross chains and stuff like that. All right. Don't forget to follow on Twitter, guys. Okay. We give you all the latest and greatest free information, news, all kinds of stuff. All right. I just love to show and grow with you guys. I love to show you guys the charts and, show mad respect and love. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. All right. And you are rocking with us. We showed you all of today's information, news, categories, and much, much more. All right. So you guys were chilling with Jay Strategy, where we talk about the latest and greatest crypto projects, news, and much, much more. Until the next time, guys.